All right, if we could come together, please. So one quick housekeeping announcement for the committee. At the end of this this session on the comment period, we'll reconvene in room 280, just for 2 minutes to do some housekeeping relative to tomorrow, and then we're done. Okay. All right. So this is the public comment period associated with these meetings for individuals outside of the committee to bring forward comments, obviously, remarks, observations, not questions for the committee, but just comments for the record. And we have a group of individuals that have already signed up ahead of time. I will go through those, and then we can go to individuals here in the room. We have 2 mics set up here, and the committee is here to whom the comments can be directed. So Audrey, we're ready? All right. So the first person on the line then should be Chloe Poston, Genetic Society of America, and we're restricting comments, please, to 3 minutes or less.
Good afternoon. I'm too short. Okay, is this any better? Okay, good. I just wanted to take this opportunity to read the comments that we submitted for your consideration. On behalf of the more than 5,500 members of the Genetic Society of America, many of whom have utilized gene editing technology in model organisms for decades, we are pleased to see the clear incorporation of scientific evidence into your consideration for the science, ethics, and governance of gene-drive research. To that end, we encourage the committee to continue to look closely to model organism genetics communities for information about the impact of genetic modification on populations. Indeed, these researchers' experiences can calibrate the appropriate ethical responses to the scientific potential of gene-drive research and its implication for society. We are concerned that much of the public debate around these issues has not fully considered the actual scientific evidence on the safety and efficacy of genome editing and gene-drive approaches. However, we are hopeful that this committee will approach these issues with appropriate regard for the peer-reviewed scientific literature and the expertise of research familiar with these processes. We therefore encourage the committee to continue to look to the model organism genetics community, incorporating their broad knowledge base of evolution, behavior, and reproduction as it moves forward toward recommendations for responsible gene-drive research. The Genetic Society of America stands ready to work with the committee as you continue through this study process. And I have cards available if you're interested in reaching out to us. Thank you.
Thank you. So in person here, Wen Chen, GWU. Here? Right? Guess not. Ping Gong from U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, webcast. Anyone back there? Audrey? No? Okay. Aiken Babatola, City of Santa Cruz, webcast. Nothing? Nobody on the webcast. We're through with those 10, including Alexis Brubaker from Cornell is not there. Okay, we're through with the webcast. Anyone here in the room would like to make a comment for the committee? Come on, if you would identify yourself, please.
With genome editing techniques, we could make us all the same height, and we wouldn't have to adjust the biology to the electronic devices. I'm J.D. Hansen. I'm Policy Director at the International Center for Technology Assessment. I want to lift up for you a product that a number of us worked on nearly 5 years ago now the principles for the oversight of synthetic biology, which I would urge you to make reference to. We don't have CRISPR-Cas9 even in the footnotes, but the issues you're talking about are the ones discussed in the principles. We've talked a lot about, or we've alluded to a few times, the precautionary principle. The first principle in that is precautionary principle. Second, we've talked about how the U.S. Regulates and suggest that the U.S. regulates based on product. However, it excludes regulation based on technology. So I would urge you to look at how, particularly when we're dealing with food and fiber, things that are going to be out in the environment, that look at genome editing specific guidances, regulations, etc. We haven't talked at all about another area that is also in the principles, and that's worker safety. There are significant worker safety issues sometimes with what we're doing. My friend Becky McLean worked for Pfizer, and she got infected by a genetically engineered lentivirus, went to their internal biosafety committee and reported it. No action was done. Went to the rest of the corporation, no action was taken, so she was she then went public and was fired for being a whistleblower. She eventually got a $1.5 million settlement from Pfizer, but I would urge you to actually read some of Becky's material about how important it is to make sure that workers all the way through this chain can raise questions without losing their job. She wasn't looking for a $1.5 million settlement. She was looking for Pfizer to do its job right. And we're not looking to stop this technology, but we're looking for all the developers to do it right. That's why we also include in this that the developers of these technologies should be held liable for when they go wrong. And I'll wrap up real fast. Two other areas that we regulate in the U.S. with that weren't mentioned. One is lawsuits. Particularly, our environmental law is basically made through environmental lawsuits. The regulations lay out stuff, but the Ninth Circuit Court tells you how to do it. The next area is when it gets into food, or when it gets into these things that might be used to make chemicals, it's tort law. When someone gets hurt, that's how we regulate things here. We don't, in the U.S., ban asbestos. EPA lost that court case. But we don't have much of it because the company that was providing most of it went bankrupt because it had to settle with people that were harmed. So I urge you to look at the principles for the oversight of synthetic biology as a contribution to your discussions. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Other comments from the audience? All right. Hearing none, we will close this session, this workshop. Please join me once again in thanking everyone who made presentations today. Thanks to all of you for participating.